you got?
I'm ready.
What day is it?
Draft day.
I said, what day is it?
Draft day.
I said, what day is it?
Draft day.
I said, what day is it?
Draft day.
Who we talking about?
Njoku.
Njoku. Njoku. Njoku. Njoku. Trubisky. 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 Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper. John Gruden. Mel Kiper. John Gruden. Mel Kiper. John Gruden. Mel Kiper. John Gruden.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel. It is draft day, and we're going to get this over with. Final 32-pick NFL mock draft. It is not 32-team because the Colts don't have a first-rounder. There's a lot of teams that don't have a first-rounder. So we're going to get this over with, right? A couple of changes are probably coming to this, so you can bet your ass on that. It is draft day. I might believe some smoke screens here, but we'll see what comes out of it, right? So, we're going to go ahead with the first pick. I'm believing the smoke screen, and he's not in the top. But we're going to select Trayvon Walker, edge out of Georgia. I'm starting to believe that smoke screen. I think Trent Baalke's going to win because I think Shad Khan, even though he likes Aiden Hutchinson, he's going to think, listen, Baalke's with a new coach now, so they'll have a different vision. Personally, I wouldn't agree with this, the direction. I would rather pick Hutchinson, but I think a lot of people value the versatility of Trayvon Walker to play on multiple sides of the field. Not in terms of offense, defense, but like defense. So he could play inside, he could cover, he could play on the edge. So I think that's what they're going to value in Jacksonville. Aiden Hutchinson will stay home. He will stay in not Jacksonville. He will stay with the one and only Detroit Lions. He's going to stay home, right? They were 30th in sacks last year, and he provides a big boost. He is automatically their number one. I mean, there's guys like Julian Okwara there. There's also other guys like, Romeo Okwara. They're decent pass rushers, but they're not Aiden Hutchinson. He automatically is the number one there. Number 3 overall, this is very interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Man, oh man, oh man. Decisions. So, I'm going to actually change it up a little. I'm going to spice it up. I'm going to take Ika Ekwonu for... I originally had Kyle Hamilton because I felt like, listen, they need some sort of a name, right? They need some sort of name on that defense. But there's always number 13. And, there's certain players that could drop. So, this thing could be really weird. But Ika Ekwonu is going to go to the Houston Texans. They severely need offensive line help. Now, with the Jets... I believe that all that shit is a smokescreen about Kayvon Thibodeau. I feel like he fits what the Jets want to do at the edge position. So with that being said, Kayvon Thibodeau, you are now a New York Jet. You are at your second home, as you called it, in Las Vegas. With the 5th overall pick, the New York Giants are going to select Sauce Gardner, arguably the best player, or one of the best players, and the best cornerback in this draft. Man cover corner, press man. And he hasn't given up a touchdown in college. That's what a lot of people like about him. You see this about multiple corners. And he fits Martindale's scheme. So I'm just basing it off of realism here. It's not, what I want this and I want that. No, I'm trying to base it off realism. The final 32-pick NFL mock. And I want to be as real as possible. With the Panthers, I think there is a possibility at some point they go quarterback or wherever. But I think they need to lock it down. I think they need to go ahead and lock it down. And with that being said, they will take that second tackle off the board, that being Evan Neal, which makes the Giants get the safe pick. That's Charles Cross. And you guys probably know how I feel about Charles Cross. I don't think the ceiling is there. He comes in as a solid pass protector, probably the best pass protector in this draft. But the run blocking can be concerned. Just overall ceiling, obviously years down the road, you could worry about him not living up to that 7 overall potential. But that's for the Giants to obviously decide. Now, with the 8th overall, decisions. I have the Atlanta Falcons going Jermaine Johnson. They severely need edge help, and they were probably one of the worst teams in terms of sacks, pressure rate, all that stuff, and they need edge help. They could definitely go in the second round. I believe they have 2 picks in the second round. to get a wide receiver, and it's no shortage of wide receivers wherever you go. And they do need a number one guy because Calvin Ridley, obviously with the suspension with betting. But with that being said, they go out and get Jermaine Johnson. With the Seahawks, you go multiple ways here, but I think they're going to go quarterback. I think they're going to take Malik Willis, the hot topic prospect from Liberty. With that being said, the Jets take the first wide receiver off of the board, and that is Garrett Wilson. They need somebody other than Elijah Moore. They need somebody other than Corey Davis, who was a disappointment last year. They need somebody other than Braxton Berrios. So Garrett Wilson just adds to the plethora of targets that Zach Wilson now has, and it's up to him to really elevate this offense. So with number 11 overall decisions, but I will be picking Jameson Williams for the Washington football team, the Commanders, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Curtis Samuel was hurt a lot last year, wasn't very consistent on the field. Terry McLaurin's their only real receiver right now. Diami Brown played decent, but other than that, you ain't got much options. And Jameson Williams, he could be available. He might not be available during the season, but they're going to take a chance and get a wide receiver. With the Vikings, they will select Derek Stingley. Patrick Peterson is slowly coming out of his prime, and they do have a couple of young corners, but someone who can come in there right away, Derek Stingley, being probably one of the best cornerbacks in the draft, and if he didn't get injured, he'd probably be in that top 10. Number 13, this is where Kyle Hamilton falls, and I originally had him going to the Texans at 3, but they want to add a defensive piece. They want to add somebody who has a name and somebody who has versatility. They're going to select Kyle Hamilton here. Number 14 overall, I have Jordan Davis going, and why is he all the way down here? I have no idea. Jordan Davis going to the Baltimore Ravens at 14. They need a defensive tackle and somebody who could stuff the run and stop the run. Rick Martindale obviously left, so there's probably not much focus like Martindale had on that. Maybe they're good in the running game, maybe they're bad in the running game, but Brandon Williams walked in free agency. They don't have a defensive tackle right now, and Jordan Davis is a very good athlete for his size. Number 15 overall. Thinking about this one. I think that one of the wide receivers is coming off the board here. Obviously, you got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who's a bust. Jalen Rager's a bust. Quez Watkins, as one of the Eagle content creators described it, he is a work in progress. So with that being said, they select Chris Olave right off the board. Maybe it's not the most ideal for some. I don't care. That's what I think. In terms of the Saints, I have them selecting a quarterback. That quarterback, it's a tough decision here. Desmond Ridder could be it. Matt Corral could be it. But I think it's going to be Matt Corral here. For the Chargers, they need defensive interior help. Maybe they need help in terms of wide receiver to some. They got J.C. Jackson, so that's a plus for their defense. I have them selecting Devontae Wyatt. Number 18, the Eagles will finally help out that linebacking core. They got Kazir White. They got T.J. Edwards, who's good. But also you want somebody who's going to make an immediate impact and probably be their first and just overall middle linebacker. And the Mike, Devin Lloyd. Immediate impact, immediate linebacker one. And the Saints need a tackle. They need a left tackle, and that's going to be Trevor Penning. I have him personally on my list at 4. You guys can debate, who's at 5 and all these other things. But Trevor Penning, I think the Saints will take care of him. It's not going to be, he's going to a trash team and he's going to be trash there. I think they'll try to make him more disciplined. Sometimes he will try to beat the shit out of somebody. Not literally, but he'll try to, hit somebody and level a defensive back instead of just blocking them, and sometimes that could be bad for the running back. But Trevor Penning, nasty guy, he goes to Saints. I have the Steelers selecting another UNC quarterback. Obviously, it's not another UNC quarterback, but they have one already, and that is Mitchell Trubisky, so he's probably going to serve as that backup or the starter for the time being. With the Patriots, this one is actually pretty interesting. They could use some O-line help. I know Shaq Mason was traded. They still have Michael Onwenu. Isaiah Wynn is still there, but they traded Shaq Mason, which makes me think they may select an interior offensive lineman. So you have a couple of options here. I think I'm going to go Zion Johnson. I believe he is one of the best, if not the best, interior offensive lineman. Now, Green Bay Packers, I have them selecting offensive tackle here, and that offensive tackle being Bernard Raymond. They need a right tackle. They need a bit of offensive lineman help. That left side is secure. That right side is very questionable. with the 23rd pick, you could possibly looking at edge. You could possibly look at edge for the Arizona Cardinals. Here might be a good place to go. George Karlaftis. I do want to see some other edges. So let's see what we got here. Okay, those are all second-round guys, so George Karlaftis will go. I don't need a player profile. George Karlaftis will go to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, obviously, there's been talk about Zion Johnson, the Cowboys, and this, that, and the other thing, but they do need a right tackle. They also need a guard. So you could select Kenyon Green. You could select Tyler Linderbaum, who's probably better than Tyler Bidasz at this point. However, with that being said, I have them going Tyler Smith here. I feel like it's a bit of a reach, but a reach they can take if their staff can develop Tyler Smith and into being a good right tackle for them ever since the loss of Leo Collins. Now, the Buffalo Bills, they could use a wide receiver. Obviously, Gabriel Davis came up big in the playoffs last year, and Stephon Diggs. But you also want to look at best player on the board, Levi Wallace left. You still have Tre'Davious White. You still have a couple other guys on that roster, but you want Trent McDuffie, who could be best player available at this spot. Thinking. I'm going to go Trent McDuffie here. I feel like they could use a cornerback. Now, with the Titans, you need a wide receiver. And honestly, I had Christian Watson going here. There was a bunch of smoke talk, Watson to the Titans. But Drake London comes off the board. I originally had him going earlier to the Chargers or the Eagles, the Patriots even, but they haven't selected a lot of first-round wide receivers in the last couple of years. Now, pick 27, they need to replace Alex Kappa and Ali Marpet. I have Kenyon Green going. For the Packers, this is the time they select another wide receiver. Devontae Adams obviously left. They don't have many wide receivers over there, except I think Sammy Watkins just recently joined them. Traylon Burks will come off the board. Number 29, Chiefs need some corner help, so why not give them Andrew Booth Jr.? And after that, why not get another wide receiver? Jahan Dotson, I feel, is a very good fit for them. Obviously, he might be limited to the slot in the NFL, but if their coaches can do well, guess what? He could be a small portion of Tyreek Hill. Number 31, Tyler Linderbaum. That's where I'm going to go with this because there is one position, in my opinion, I'm not comfortable with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they've been going out on the O-line and signing guys all off season. Ted Karras, he's playing center right now. You have Jonah Williams at left tackle. At right tackle, you have Leo Collins, and Alex Kappa is playing the right guard. So that left guard is really unsecure as of right now. Nobody's taking the spot. What you could do is Ted Karras, play left guard, Tyler Linderbaum, insert on day one, and boom, Frank Pollock has a good offensive line. Joe Burrow is a good offensive line, and you can move forward and possibly be in that conversation to be repeat AFC champions. Now, number 32, there was a lot of ways you could go with this one. I certainly think they need linebacker, and they could pick quarterback. They have 34 overall. They have a couple other picks in the third round, and they have, I think, 5 picks where they could be really impact players, maybe stretching to the fourth round a little bit. But with the final pick of this mock draft, I'm going to take Nakobe Dean for the one and only Detroit Lions. So they get a linebacker. That is a quick mock. I did it real quickly. So you guys don't have to sit through 20 minutes of explanations, but that's about 12 minutes, 13 minutes there. No, fuck you, PFF. I don't want to buy anything. So just to recap it real quickly, Trayvon Walker goes first overall to the Jaguars, Hutchinson to the Lions, Ekwonu to the Texans, Tibbs to the Jets, Sauce Gardner to the Giants, Evan Neal to the Panthers, Charles Cross to the Giants, Jermaine Johnson to the Falcons, Willis to the Seahawks, Wilson to the Jets, Williams. Damn, that's 3 people in a row with the W last name. Jameson Williams to the Washington football team, Derek Stingley to the Vikings, Kyle Hamilton to the Texans, Jordan Davis to the Ravens, Olave to the Eagles, Corral to the Saints, Wyatt to the Chargers, Lloyd to the Eagles, Penning to the Saints, Howell to the Steelers, Zion Johnson, I almost said Giant, Zion Johnson to the New England Patriots, Bernard Raymond to the Packers, George Karlaftis to the Arizona Cardinals, Tyler Smith to the Cowboys, Trent McDuffie to the Bills, Drake London to the Titans, Kenyon Green to the Bucks, Traylon Burks to the Green Bay Packers, Booth Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs, Dotson to the Chiefs, Linderbaum to the Cincinnati Bengals to finish up that offensive line, and for the final pick of the first round, it is Nakobe Dean. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. It is draft day. Let's be excited. I'm really praying for Sauce and Tibbs. Sauce, Tibbs, or Evan Neal. I really love Evan Neal. I could take Charles Cross, but Evan Neal, Aquanu, some of those guys, they could be really good impacts. And, Evan Neal is one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player in this draft. So appreciate you guys. Peace out. See you later. Stay cool. And let's go Giants. And the culture starts right now for Brian Dable. Peace.